Welcome back to our YouTube channel. With me in studio today, I have Ashley Laurent, Legal Counsel at TPN Credit Bureau. Welcome, Ash.
Thanks very much, Jade.
As always, we will start with our housekeeping rules. Please make sure you are logged into YouTube so you're able to interact with us in the chat. The Q&A session, the feedback form, will be made available in the last 15 minutes of the session during the Q&A. And if we are looking a little bit blurry this morning, please click on the cog at the bottom right-hand side of the screen and make sure it is set to a minimum of 720p. So we'd like to welcome our schools, both public and private, to today's session. Today's session is geared towards the collection tools and how to correctly utilize them on TPN. We understand that the collection and the litigation process is costly and time-consuming. That is why we encourage you to make use of TPN as a credit bureau and the services we have on offer. We encourage you to maintain good relationships with your parents. Therefore, we suggest you place us in the middle. Make us the bad guy. We are here to assist you. I'm going to do a quick run-through of what benefits the system has. Today's session specifically is geared towards letters of demand and how to correctly send them from the TPN system for both public and private schools. If we have a look at the fee collection process, the first step that we encourage you to do is to submit your data into the TPN system. We are here to create a community. We are here to indicate how payment patterns are made. And in order to do this, you have to submit your data into the system. You can do this by using the payment management systems on offer on TPN. You can contact our data department if you have any questions regarding how to submit your data into the TPN system. Secondly, we encourage you to send welcome letters from the TPN system for your parents. This sets out to your parents from the start of the relationship that they will be dealing with a credit bureau on a monthly basis. You will be submitting their data into the TPN system, and also why you do so, because it is geared towards creating good payment behavior from your parents. This goes hand in hand with the monthly payment profile SMS and credit rating update that goes out to your parents on a monthly basis. So if your parents are making good payments, they are paying on time every single month, it will encourage them to keep doing so because it has a positive impact on their credit rating. If parents are partially paying and not paying every single month, they will know that it will have adverse effects to their credit rating, and it will encourage them to make good payments to their school fees. The next tool we have on the TPN system is our letters of demand. We have an insert coming later on that will show you how to correctly send the letters of demand from the TPN system. It is a 20 business day letter of demand, and there is one for both public and private schools, and it is compliant with legislation. The final step on the TPN collection system, if your parents fail to make payment, is the default listing. This reflects on their credit profile for a period of 12 months, and it will be removed should they make payment in full. So it is a big encouraging factor for parents to make payment. All of the things we've discussed here today are available free of charge to our clients. The letters of demand do go out for a cost of 65 Rand per letter. So as a credit bureau, we are in the business of discussing data. That is what we do. And if you look at the national good standing as far as school fees payments are concerned, we can see that payments peak in the last quarter of the year. Quarter 2 and quarter 3 is when schools struggle the most with collecting school fees, and we want to make the process a smooth one, and we want to change this, that quarter 2 and quarter 3 become the best months or the best quarters for collecting school fees. If we look at parents' payment profile behavior, you can see that more and more parents are starting to fall into the did not pay category. Before we get to the litigation process by issuing summons to collect outstanding school fees, there are methods that you can make use of to try and collect some funds. We are now going to play an insert onto how to correctly send letters of demand from the TPN system. I am now going to navigate you through the TPN system. This is where you input your username and password and log into the system. If you are submitting parent data into the system, this is what your dashboard will look like. You now click on the My Data tab and you input your parent's TPN reference number into the search bar. It will then bring up your parent's TPN profile, and this will give you a quick summary of what is happening on their TPN record. We can see there's payment profile information, and we can see that this parent has been blacklisted. It also confirms their name, ID number, and all other relevant information. Let's click on the Payment tab to see their payment behavior. So it is evident that this parent has made erratic payments towards their school fees account. Some months they did not pay, some months they paid on time, and some months they paid late. But what we are interested in is their most recent payment behavior. And we can see that of August 2021, no payment was made towards school fees. And it is now time to send this parent a letter of demand. We then navigate to the tab on the left-hand side and we click on the letters option. And we click here to send a new letter of demand. The options you have on the TPN system is to send a letter of demand for use by private schools and a letter of demand for use by public schools. In terms of Section 41 of the Schools Act, public schools are allowed to take action against parents if it can be proven that the defaulting parents were notified in writing that they failed to apply for an exemption and that they failed to pay their outstanding fees. Okay, so now you click here to send a new letter of demand. The first step in sending the letter of demand is the CPA compliance check. You first have to confirm the term. We are dealing with a fixed term contract. You need to confirm if the school board is a natural or juristic entity. In most cases, you are dealing with a juristic entity. And the parent in most cases is a natural person. You then are required to validate this information. Here you would input all the relevant information. You input that the default date, since when has the parent been in arrears. Here you input the total outstanding balance and the amount due to the school. Contact person is the person who the parent would need to contact should they want to make payment or enter into a payment arrangement with the school. And then also you need to confirm the contact number. The next step on the TPN system allows you to confirm the payment profile information. So it's just another step in confirming that your parent is in fact in arrears and you are required to issue a letter of demand. We then have one of the final steps is to select the delivery options available in sending your letter of demand. You can send your letter of demand via registered post. So any address information you inputted into the record when you created the record will fall into this drop-down options. So you'd select the correct address. You can also notify the parent via SMS that you have sent them a letter of demand. And you also have the option to email the letter of demand. You can send one to the parent and then send yourself a copy for your record purposes as well. The final step in this process is to confirm that you would like this letter to be sent via the above selected options. And then it says easy as a click of a button. You then click send letter and a copy of the letter has been sent. If you need to access a copy of the letter for your records, you click on this icon over here and you are able to access a copy of the letter of demand. I certainly hope that it is useful. The insert has been useful as to how to correctly send the letters of demand. If you have any questions regarding that, please feel free to reach out to our help desk and to our legal team. So what we have here is we thought we'd put together a case study based on facts. This is a school we have dealt with, and this is how TPN assisted them in recovering their bad debt. So a private school recovered 3 million rand in bad debt over 6 months. Their total spend with the TPN Credit Bureau by sending letters of demand, by running credit checks, etc., was 3,108 rand and 78 cents. In 2021, school fee rebates granted, so those are exemptions that were granted in 2021, was to the tune of 5.1 billion rand. Bad debt owed to public fee-paying schools in 2021 was 4.7 billion rand. So as you can see, there are schools out there that are seeing results because they are acting swiftly. They are sending the letters of demand as soon as parents start defaulting. That is key. Do not wait too long because then you are not prolonging the next step, which is then the default listing. So in terms of applications, my PowerPoint is not playing along. In terms of applications for private schools, it's quite a simple process. Parents apply to the school, you then run a credit check on them, and based on the results, you decide whether or not to enroll them into the school. With public schools, it is a little bit different because the Schools Act does come into play here. So first you receive the applications, and then you need to correctly vet your parents. So if we have a look here, it's going to be very costly to run credit checks on however many parents you have enrolling into the school. So what we suggest you do first, and what you are able to do on the TPN system, is to run the ID verification. This is to confirm that whoever you are dealing with, the parent you are dealing with, is who they say they are. The second step that you can run on the TPN system is the account verification. You can verify their bank account details to make sure you are not receiving any fraudulent information and the information is being processed correctly. Thirdly, school fees in terms of South African law and the Schools Act is for the responsibility of both parents. If one of the parents is alleging that the other parent is unknown to them or they do not know their whereabouts, you are able to run a trace on the TPN system so that you can issue a letter of demand to both parents and you are holding both parents accountable for school fees. And then lastly, what we have on the TPN system is the TPN Smart Check. This will assist you in order to ascertain the parent's affordability. Are they up for an exemption in terms of their income and their expenditure, or are they in fact in a position where they are able to afford school fees? So these are the mechanisms and the tools you can use on the TPN system. If you need any assistance with this, kindly contact our help desk. So Ash, do we have any questions?
Hi Jade, yes we do. We received 3 questions so far.
Okay.
We've received one from Wendy Beckett. Wendy has said, is the letters sent per parent or is there an option for bulk?
You must send the letter per parent, yes. In terms of bulk letters of demand, you just have to contact our help desk to ask them about that.
Thank you. And then, then we received a question from Liesel Buerta. She said, do I need to enter payment details for all my parents every month?
Yes, you do need to submit the data for all of your parents every single month. As we said, it is to encourage good payment patterns. So we suggest you submit your data each and every single month for each and every parent you have on your books.
Cool. And then we received a question via our help desk. They've said, how often should I send out an LOD for a public school, and can I send it via email only?
Okay, so I'll take the how often should you send it. So you should send it for each and every month your parent is defaulting. If your parent is making partial payments, you need to issue that letter of demand as soon as possible.
I think in respect of sending it via email only, the Act prefers that we send it via hand or by a registered post. However, the Schools Act does make, it does allow for electronic notifications to be sent via a recognized electronic channel that is recognized by both the school and by parents alike. Cool. And then Jay, just the results of one of our polls so far. So an interesting one in respect of how do you fund your cash flow when parents do not pay on time. At this moment in time, the poll is still running. The majority have said, 75% have said that they fund via reserve funds. No one has said that they rely on overdrafts. And then 25%, which is very interesting, have said that they have no way of funding it. And that is when they can turn to someone like TPN to collect outstanding fees.
And that is the thing, that is essentially what we want for our schools. We want cash flow to become less and less of a problem. And we want to reduce your risk as well. So that is why we encourage you to try and make use of the tools as much as you can. And if you are not sure, we also offer training to our clients, one-on-one training sessions. So contact us so you can utilize the tools correctly.
Jade, just going back to our very first poll, we had put out the poll, are you a TPN clients? 52% said yes, they are, which is fantastic to hear. 41% said no, and then 5% have said not yet, but they intend on joining soon.
Well, we do hope you make use of our system and signing up as a client, because there are lots of benefits that come with it.
Definitely.
Do we have any other questions?
Not at the moment, Jade. I think we have definitely answered what's standing. Back to you.
Okay, well, that will then bring us to the end of today's session. You are welcome to contact legal and help desk should you have any questions and follow-ups. We are happy to assist you. And good luck with collections, and that's all from us today. Thank you.
Thanks very much.